Today, we are going to be reviewing installation procedures for our newest product, the Spec2. This includes the 2LFK, 2LFK-NA, and RM2LFK-NA fixtures. Please read and understand the provided written instructions before watching this video. This fixture can be ordered and installed for the following types of applications: non-accessible ceiling joist applications, accessible ceiling or acoustical tile applications, and remodel applications where ceiling material is present. Let's start with a non-accessible ceiling joist type application. Package contents are instruction sheet, protective sticker, frame, upper ring, lower collar, hanger bars, and assorted 3mm screws. Install the hanger bars into the hanger bar brackets and collapse to the shortest length. Preset the height of the hanger bars by using a tabletop or flat surface as shown. After the pan is installed, it needs to be flush with the top surface of the ceiling material. Depending on your install, it may be helpful to bend the upper tabs of the hanger bars out of the way and to use the lower tab as your registration guide. Once fixture locations have been decided, you can install the frame-in pan. Properly secure hanger bars to joist or structure using suitable hardware. Using a straight edge, ensure the ceiling pan is flush with the top of the ceiling material and, if needed, make any height adjustment now. Install the mounting ring in the up position of the spring clips. Make sure the upper ring is in place and secured. Align the threaded lugs of the upper ring with the pan cutouts as shown. The collar can be rotated 30 degrees after install for fine adjustment if needed. Place AC wire on top of pan and make sure there is approximately 18 inches of wire to pull out of the ceiling hole. Carefully measure and record fixture locations. Do this by measuring from fixed reference points to the crosshair provided on the bottom of the fixture pan. Write these down on the table provided in the instruction sheet. Holes must be accurate to within 1/8 of an inch, so care must be taken at this step to be as accurate as possible. Install ceiling material. Once the ceiling is in place, it's time to start drilling the hole for the fixture. Use the proper hole saw for this step. A 3 1/8 hole saw is required. We recommend a Lennox bimetal 177-2964 with arbor, or Lennox 3005050L without arbor. Mark the ceiling material thickness on the hole saw using the masking tape or permanent marker. This will aid the installer on gauging the correct drill depth. It is important not to drill too far into the ceiling cavity in order to avoid damaging the upper ceiling collar. Pathway cannot be held responsible for installation problems if this is not adhered to. Using the pre-recorded hole locations, measure and mark hole centers. Drill using the recommended hole saw, being careful not to drill too deep. Clean any debris away from the holes. Ceiling collar installation for 2LFK and 2LFK-NA. Move the upper ring to the lower position on the spring clips. Align the threaded lugs on the upper ring with the cutouts in the pan. Route the AC wire and any control wires out of the ceiling hole. Gather hardware from packaging and select the shortest hardware that still engages the upper ring. If fixtures are square, the installer can use the quadrant marks on the collar for flange alignment. If fixture is to be used in a wall wash application, ensure the large round notch on the lower collar is pointing towards the wall to be illuminated. Either a straight chalk line or laser can be used. Once collars are correctly aligned, evenly tighten the hardware. Do not over-tighten the screws or damage may occur. Accessible acoustical tile ceiling installation. Mark fixture location and drill 3 1/8 inch hole through ceiling tile and install tile in the ceiling. Attach hanger bars to fixture and install on T-grid. Set fixture height so pan is flush with top of ceiling tile. Move the upper ring to the lower position on the spring clips. Align the threaded lugs on the upper ring with the cutouts in the pan. Gather hardware from packaging and select the shortest hardware that still engages the upper ring. Route the AC wire and control wires into the box through appropriate strain reliefs. Route the quick release cable through the ceiling hole. Ceiling collar installation for RM2 LFK NA remodeler. The remodeler version only comes with a lower collar unit. Make sure ceiling material is capable of safely carrying the load of collar, fixture, and any drivers. Rotate wings so that they are on the inside of the collar. Place collar up to 3 1/8 inch ceiling hole and rotate wings outside of the collar. Evenly tighten screws, making sure not to over-tighten. Ensure collar is firmly fixed to ceiling material. 2 LFK-NA and RM2 LFK-NA driver wiring. Remove screw from driver can and slide wire plate back. Install proper strain relief into the can plate knockout. If fixture is in a series, use a duplex connector to achieve one in, one out configuration. If fixture is at the end of line, use a single connector. Slide driver plate closed and reinstall screw previously removed. Route any low voltage control wires into the screw down strain relief on the opposite side of the driver can and secure with a screw provided. Stow the driver can into the ceiling cavity, leaving the quick release cable accessible from below. Pre-finish protection. To protect the fixture during ceiling finish application, apply the included protective sticker to the outside of the ring. You are now ready to install the fixture module. Downlight module installation. Plug the driver connector into the module connector. Align the module cutouts with the collar screws. Insert the module into the collar opening and push into the fixture. For the wall wash module, position the inner key on the same side as the large cutout on the outer ring. You may need to slightly rotate the fixture as you're pushing it up in place. Push up firmly so that the module snaps into the spring clips on the collar. Adjustable module installation. Adjustable module installation is the same as the downlight. Fixture must be set at 0 degrees tilt before installing. You may need to slightly rotate the fixture as you're pushing it up into place. Push up firmly so that the module snaps into the spring clips on the collar. Aiming the adjustable fixture. To hot aim the adjustable fixture, insert a Phillips screwdriver into the crosshair recess and rotate in either direction. There is 359 degrees of available rotation. To adjust the fixture tilt, use the number 1 Phillips screwdriver and turn the screw counterclockwise to increase the tilt from 0 to 25 degrees maximum for 5/8 inch thick ceilings. Thicker ceiling materials will reduce the degree of tilt. For example, a 3/4 inch ceiling will yield 24 degrees, and a 1 inch thick ceiling will yield a maximum tilt of 18 degrees. Trim installation. Trims are held in place with magnets, therefore, proper alignment is necessary. For round trims, there are 3 features that need to be lined up. Align the 2 large trim indents to the module indents, and align the small key to the key recess, and push the trim up to the module. Make sure trim is firmly fixed in place. For square trims, align the large key on the back side of the trim with a large notch on the lower collar. Once aligned, Push trim up into module and ensure the trim is held securely in place. Lower collars can be rotated if square trims do not line up properly with nearby fixtures. Wall wash trims will be pre-aligned based on previous steps from this video. The large cutout on the lower ring needs to be aimed towards the wall that will be illuminated. Flangeless kit installation. The flangeless kit consists of a mud ring with protective plaster plug and machine screws. Make sure the upper ring has been set in the correct orientation previously mentioned in this video. Threaded lugs of the upper ring need to be lined up with the pan cutouts. Place mud-in ring up to the installed collar. Align the large key, located on the back of the flangeless ring, with the large notch in the lower collar. Mark the 4 hole locations on the ceiling. Drill a number 6 clearance hole at the 4 marked locations. To avoid damage to the fixture, make sure to drill through ceiling material only. Mark ceiling thickness on drill bit to act as a depth gauge while drilling. Align mud-in ring key with notch and insert 4 proper length screws as shown. Make sure key and notch are properly aligned before tightening. Carefully tighten screws and do not over-tighten. Insert mud ring plug before joint compound application to prevent damage or contamination of the inner grooves that the trim will sit into. Apply joint compound as needed and sand to finish. Remove mud ring plug after joint compound has fully cured and sealing finish has been applied. Install flangeless trims in desired orientation. Module removal. Adjustable fixture needs to be at 0 degrees tilt before removing the module. Use a number 1 Phillips screwdriver, turning clockwise, to adjust back to 0 degrees. Push both locking clips in as you draw the module down from the ceiling. Using a small tool, press the tab on the connector to unlock, and then pull apart to fully release. Primary reflectors that control beam angles are also field swappable. Simply grasp with your fingers and rotate 1/4 turn counterclockwise to unlock. When reinstalling the primary, use the slot that does not have the bubble indicator and rotate 1/4 turn clockwise to lock in place. That completes the installation for 2 LFK, 2 LFK-NA, and RM2 LFK-NA fixtures. Please be sure to read and understand the written instructions before following this video. For further questions, contact Pathway Lighting at 800-342-0592.